und hard drives being filled now. Yeah. And if XSplit would respond to my button clicks, come on, you could do it, buddy. You could do it. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Dread and Circus campaign, season 3, episode 14. We're going to do a little short game tonight because we didn't get a full-on game this particular Saturday, as there were people in and out and technical difficulties. Quinta, how's it going, Foxfire? We'll get the mugs and word holes of the players unmuted. There we go. Demon Lord, how's it going?
Good evening.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of making a boss for your players this Friday. Hey, the DM's work is never done. Have fun making that boss. And like I said before, Demon Lord, don't spend too much time on it, because when you do, you tend to notice when they trunch through the boss like it was paper mache. Apparently when I build NPCs, they also die in the first combat they're in. So yeah, just
without armor.
as long as you're enjoying doing it, then go ahead and do it. However, just know that from experience, that may not be the best use of your time. If you don't want to do it, then just learn how to add the numbers together or feel out the encounter. These are all tricks in a DM's toolbox, and sometimes you can tell when I'm doing it, sometimes you can't. And then over time, when you become more and more familiar with the system that you're playing, sometimes it just happens on the fly. Or you're like, I need a monster. It's bear-like. I'm going to use a bear, but instead give it a beak attack instead of a bite. Oh wait, that's an owlbear. We've got one of those. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? Last time we gathered together, it was Saturday. We had a short game. The Doomsday characters of the Dread and Circus campaign are in the final chambers of the tomb of the Iron Medusa, which is my hacked-up version of this particular module. I spent the most amount of time with this module not adjusting the encounters, which I did on a few of them, but typing out the treasure, making it cooler than it was in here, and then figuring out how this module and the story around the module fit into my campaign world, and that probably took the most amount of time. We did spend a lot of time on this particular dungeon, but as a teaser, perhaps for 10, 20 episodes from now, stuff that is happening in this dungeon is actually really important for a few different threads, and that is much teaser I'm going to give. So. Yeah, we did spend a lot of time here, but there's a reason why you would spend a lot of time in a particular place like this. Plus, they got stuck. That was my favorite part. They kind of waltz in there. They waltz into the dungeon, and then they got stuck and couldn't figure out how to get out. Now, of course, they have their way to get out, and they're cleaning up and mopping up. They're in search for this something called the Sword of Stealing. Also called Infensis, and it has a few other names, which they suspect, given how the Devils reacted several games ago, when the friendly Adelan Ghost was telling them all about the item, that this thing is indeed an artifact, and they're still looking around for it. We just ended the encounter where, let's see, I don't know if I'm on the right map. Yep. Where they went into what looks like a giant chamber that has been converted into some sort of temple or religious area, most likely to a devilish patron or Asmodeus. There's an altar off to the side. They defeated 2 Medusa triumphant stone golem things, as well as a trio of fury devils that were flying around with flaming arrows peppering them from the skies. There is one last door. Well, they don't know it's the last door, but now you guys do. There's one last door where they heard a wet splash behind with the ongoing combat. I think we just paused at the end of round 4. I think with a bunch of round per level spells going, we're going to continue. Let me just I didn't actually keep track of, or maybe I nuked by accident, the The
still there?
yes, but the greater invises were kind of all staggered over the next 7 rounds. So I'm going to give you, we'll say they're all cast in the second round. Who's got greater invis?
Murgovane.
Murgovane. Okay.
So Grizak cast it here.
Zita's got it.
Okay.
What else?
Zita. Okay.
Zita had it. Zira had it, and Murgovane had it.
Oh, right. And the other invisibility is a normal invis, which I think disappeared when he used his when Kamos Lorne used his harm spell. Okay, so things have cooled down in this room, but you heard a horrid splash. There's a bit of a musty smell coming down from this chamber. Did I even type up a summary of? No. Last stream summary was called Uck. The adventurers plunge into the deepest depths of the tomb works in search.
What are we on? I cannot find it for the life of me.
Tomb of the Iron Medusa. The tomb works in search for the Sword of Stealing.
Oh, okay, there it is. Move out to
They find a trio of devils and a number of Medusa statues guarding the final chambers of the complex. Okay. It was called Uck, as already one of you was turned into stone, but you managed to have the spells ready to turn you back. I'm going to roll. I'm going to add some things into initiative. I'm just going to delete the Fury Devils because they disappeared. And
disappeared, right? They landed like
their bodies are still here. They are conjured or have arrived here on this plane. They were not summoned. And
I smell shinies.
I'm gonna add something to the initiative that has a plus 11 to their initiative modifier. Wow.
Oh no.
Ass.
And then they roll an 11, and we're gonna call them wet things. Because that doesn't sound icky whatsoever.
No.
Let's dive right into it. Yeah, I know who you guys are. Renee at the top of the round. I think there is something over here. He's going to move to the corner and crop a hide and ready an attack. The wet things, you can actually hear now the sloshing of water, and water is seeping out underneath this door.
Okay.
Don't like this. I don't like this.
All right. Let's see.
Like it's flowing, like there's something. A large quantity of water has spilled.
Hey, Callie, why don't you pick up one of those burning bows for Rennie?
I'm a bit hurt. She says she's got 62 damage. She's picking out Kamos. Then you should stay in the back, dear. He is going to spin his ring of invisibility and then just simply strafe the battlefield with haste. I think haste went up as well at some point.
Haste did go up. He didn't lose it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay.
Who cast haste? Was it?
I think it was Grizak.
Zita.
Or Zita.
Zita. Okay.
Yeah, it was Grizak or Zita. It might have been Grizak. Either way, it's 11th level.
Okay. Grizak. What are you doing?
There's liquid, you say, over spilling out, eh?
Yeah, you can, from where you are, you can't see it, but you can hear it kind of like rushing underneath the crack of the door.
Yeah, Grizak is hasted, flying fast.
Go there and cast a lightning bolt.
I think it's lightning bolt. Look at there.
Okay, Sparky's trying to spark you to get his attention. Or to get your attention.
Yeah. What is it?
Water.
Oh, I got some fireball.
Zira?
We'll do a fireball.
Oh, what are you fireballing?
The water.
Okay, so there's this big blast of flame as the water turns to steam as your fireball erupts against the water. The water, like, it's not deep; it's just like spilling out along the ground.
That's fucking weird.
You can do damage if you'd like.
Sure. Does the water have SR?
Nope.
32.
Okay, well you create a lot of steam with your fireball. The water keeps on rushing out after it, though. Maffei?
That's still water.
Maffei is going to... She hears that enemies are near. She's going to double move hastily behind Renee. The Medusa Triumphants are all dead. And they're destroyed.
Get off the ground.
This one does have what looks like a longsword stuck in its in the rubble of its chest. Callie's going to go down to the ground. Well, she'll pick up one of the bows and then move to the other creature to pick up a bow.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on fire, she says. Zita?
Oh god, why do I keep her around? Oh right, because she chokes things to death. She flies out here. And probably back a bit.
Okay.
And she's going to ready... Fireball?
Murgovane.
No, that didn't work.
Murgovane is going to step out, I guess, to here. And he is going to...
Murgavane's Righteous Mighted, right?
Pardon me?
He's got a Righteous Might running?
Yeah.
And what level is he? Caster?
He's an 11th level caster.
Okay, this is... Okay, and this happened on, like, the second round of combat.
Yeah. And he is casting... This time... He doesn't like that water. It makes him nervous. He's casting Air Bubble. No, we've got Life Bubble up. So he doesn't need that. He's going to cast... Divine Power.
Okay. Vlauvang, let's just check his abilities for a second. Vlauvang. He is a scion. He's got 27 damage. He could hostile empathic transfer that damage to somebody else. No, 17 damage.
Oh, Murgovane's also going to switch his weapons from the adamantine axe to the vampiric longsword.
Cool.
Yeah, boy. So who is he transferring that damage to?
No, he's not going to. That would be mean.
That's funny.
He will spend 3 power points to put 46 of acid into his axe, and then he'll move forward.
So what the fuck is that?
He'll maintain cover around the corner. Round 5. Renee still has a radiant action. What's he doing?
Did we miss Zira?
I don't know. What did Zira do? I called her out,
Zira.
but she didn't do anything.
I'm sorry. Zira, I was
Just going to grab a drink.
Zira's gonna fly over to Callie and give her a pure critical.
Okay. And then Renee?
4d8 plus 11. 24 is good. What is Renee gonna do?
Shall I cover you as we go in, or...
Go into what? Looks like whatever's in there is coming out. What the fuck is that? What is in there?
I don't know.
Well, he's gonna ready to shoot the shit out of something that comes out.
Okay. The water, because of your fireball, and maybe it just runs out, only goes to about here this round. you guys can hear something like sloshing around in the next room. You can still hear the sound of pouring water. It's not as loud as it was a few moments ago. Kamos will fly to the edge and just ready in action. Grizak.
So that's happening, huh?
Alright, fuck is that?
Grizak. Okay, Grizak's gonna do a. He's readying to cast. Actually, no. Yeah, he's readying to cast a spell if something pops out. Do you want me to tell you what spell I'm casting? Or?
No, that's fine. A standard action. Ready to cast a spell at a thing.
Alright, fucker, anytime now. Yeah, make it.
Zira?
Zira's gonna throw another cure critical into her.
Okay. Maffei is going to start creeping along the side, staying hidden. The shadow is going into the wall and going along the side. It's kind of next to the water. Callie. Callie's picking up that web.
That bow.
The winged female devil archer's bow, and then is going to... She says, oh, thanks. And she goes running over to the...
No problem, my dear.
The third one. Zita.
Zita again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Shit.
Everyone's standing around readying actions, and there's a standoff.
This water's still coming forward, right?
Yeah, it's slowed down. It's like a large quantity of water spilled 2 rounds ago.
She's gonna ready this time an acid spray.
Okay, Zita is readying a spell. Murgovane.
You're a little close there, sweetie. Just get the fuck back.
Does someone want me to open the door?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Just don't touch the water.
You're airwalk. Everyone's airwalk. So.
Murgovane.
Murgovane comes up, walking over the water.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna try and bust the doors open.
Okay, you can pull the doors open if you want, with a move action.
Rage.
Alright, so Murgovane pulls the doors open, and a bunch of mist comes rolling out of the door. It blocks most of the sight, and it's a combination of like this russet orange and green mist. Do you have anything that protects you against mist?
Life bubble?
I think life bubble protects you completely. So the only effect of these 2 mist spells that come rolling out, like they were cast right on the other side of the door and came spilling out as you open the door. That was going to be a fun trick.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Spoiled. All right.
I love playing Grizak.
So there's one mist, and we'll just overlap one just a little bit behind. There's the other mist. And that's all you see. The chamber opens up, but you can't see further in because of these swirling mists. You can hear something sloshing around, though, in the water. And you get the sense that the entire floor of this chamber has been covered in a couple of inches of water.
Okay.
You can see what looks like a waterlogged old carpet underneath the water. Actually, no, you can only see 5 feet in front, so you can see the opening.
Grizak is a storm child. You treat wind effects as being 2 steps less severe and gain blind sense 60 feet against concealment from natural or magical fog, mist.
Yeah.
It's too far. Never mind. So I still can't see in there.
You still can't see, but if you got up close, you'd be okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Can I Can I move instead of? No, I can't.
Vlauvang is going to move, and he's above the water as well. He moves up right behind Murgovane and will ready an action just to back him up. He's going to ready a Vital Strike, plus a bunch of his powers. Renee?
Hold on, I'm coming. Hey, Grizak, you're right. This song is perfect for stealth. He moves to... He's hasted, so he moves to here. Get ready to...
Okay, he's going to ready, or... Ready is one shot. Okay.
Yeah.
There are things with very baritone but slobbery voices that begin to intone really... a really strange language. It's almost like they're chewing on slime while they're speaking. There's only a 30% chance for each of them that something appears. Oh, fuck. Okay, you could hear lots of intonations.
Okay.
Murgovane, you can tell that there's one voice kind of in and over to the right, and one voice sort of in and over to the left. And you can see ripples in the water like there is movement.
Okay,
It smells bad in here. It is like a rotten shellfish. Have you ever smelt like a rotting crayfish or a rotting snail or something like that when you were a kid? Yeah, there's an overwhelming funk coming from this room.
A lot of nutrition in there.
And I guess nothing happens on their turn. Balls. Kamos Lorne is going to move forward. Whatever that is, it is not infernal.
Whatever it is about to die.
Yeah, you beat me to it. It's about to get fucked.
No love loss here, is what he says. He is going to move in around the corner, and he will ready an action to cast a Hellfire Ray at something.
Okay. I read that spell, and it is awful. And I'm totally getting that spell. But like at 15th level.
Oh, the chaotic neutral person's going to fire Hellfire? Interesting.
When she's really upset.
Grizak. What you doing, Grizak? What you doing?
Yeah, Grizak's coming, guys. Don't you worry.
I have 70-foot movement. Let's see if I'm his and that's ballsies. Yeah, Grizak will get right in front of Rene, or right next to, right behind. My AC's pretty fucking high. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
And then, can I sense anything from here?
So you said you have a power that lets you see through magical mist, and
You treat wind effects as being 2 steps less and gain blind sense 60 feet against concealment from natural or magical fog, mist, or weather effects.
yeah. So Grizak senses that at the extreme range of. Let me just zoom out here a little bit, and I'll point. There is a medium-sized creature here,
Okay.
and there's a medium-sized creature here. And your blind sense is telling you that the medium-sized creatures are very liquid. Like they don't have legs. And they're dripping. Their form is kind of like reshaping and kind of swirling. Like there's something fluid about their forms, is what you're getting from your blind sense.
Use fire.
Okay. Zira.
0, right.
Way the heck over here, having healed Callie.
She can continue heal. She's got a bit of damage left. She'll put a cure light on her.
Okay, so she's following Callie around while she's grabbing flaming bows.
Yeah, she'll put a cure light on her.
Oh, we're looking for a sword, right? I think each of them has a sword too, says Callie as she realizes that they have other things aside from their bows.
7, and that's it. She's done healing her for now.
Perhaps this could wait until after the fight. Okay. I'm feeling much better. Mafei is going to simply move past Vlauvang and Grizak, kind of like trailing her hand out, letting you guys know that she was there. And she's moving into the room along the walls. You lose track of her. Callie. Callie is going to spend a round basically shouldering all the bows. Kind of stowing them. Zita, you had a ready to action that didn't go off. What now?
Yeah, she's gonna fly up.
What now, elf cow?
Ow!
No, I wanted to say brown cow, but
She's just gonna drop a fireball like right there.
okay.
Good call.
Yeah, it's good timing. Hey, can you see him too?
I'm relatively sure there's no innocence right there.
Because you're just going straight forward and dropping a fireball.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, you end up catching one creature in the fireball. You hear it going.
Use the rod.
Oh, yes, you need to break SR with this.
Okay. I don't know, 17.
No. A lot of steam and bad smells, but that is that. Subtract your fireball. Murgovane.
Veins going in. Sorry. As a move. No, forget it. As a swift action, he's going to give himself blind fight and improved blind fight,
Okay.
and he's going to start moving to where you heard.
Okay, so that's 20 feet. And then Murgovane can actually see out of the clouds now and sees into the room. There's a gigantic, like, glass fish tank that looks like it was broken along the bottom, and you can see water pouring out of it. And then more concerning is the horrible creature. So that part of the fish tank is broken, water spilling out. This horrible creature looks like it is made out of wrath and slime.
Oh.
It's looking at you, you're looking at it. That's 20 feet of movement, and you can see through the mist by that corner.
I can reach it from here, and I'm going to attack it. 29. AC 33.
AC 33 hits, smokes the thing.
Plus, crap. Murgovane. New weapon, all the fun. I am not prepared. I apologize.
No worries.
It's all good. It's all good, man. It's Monday.
There we go. Murgovane. There we go.
Okay.
He is how much damage? All that crap up. No arcane strike, but he's got that other thing. So plus 33. Bard song plus 36. $41 points of damage.
Okay, turns into 31. It's hard to tell how much you injured it because you kind of just made some of its slime go flying off of it against the wall as you raked it with your longsword. Do you have damage on you?
No.
Okay, so the vampiric quality is not kicking in yet. Looks at you with, or in your general direction, with a great amount of hatred. You are displacing some of the mists right now, so that this might be a cheap man's.
He knows where I am.
Yeah,
He knows where I am.
right. Vlauvang is going to move in. Does he have life bubble up on him too?
Everybody does.
Everybody does.
Cool.
that was the least sincere cool I've ever heard.
Great.
I think I took that out of
That's right up there with
last week
Martin,
tonight's
we're going
kind
to
of like
Grandma's birthday.
cool. So that's 40 feet of movement. He starts to see outside. He is going to help Murgovane with one of these things. He moves all the way to here. He will attack. I don't know if that's a hit. Is Bard Song still up?
Bard Song is still up.
Ooh. 21 with Bard Song, it would be
24.
would get rid of his power, would counteract the power attack. So plus 21, AC 27, plus 1 from above because you're walking above the ground equals a hit.
Sure.
Right on. Okay. He pumps his acid strike into the creature. I don't think the creature takes anything from the acid though. Nope, I'm not going to add that. And then the 10 DR.
Session should be called Damn Life Bubble.
Well, this would be a much different encounter.
Yeah.
Standing in the acid fog / stinking cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Big. He is big, so D10 becomes 2D8. Vital Strike is 4D8. 4D8. Plus expending his Sonic Focus for 4D6. Plus 11, plus Power Attack is 17, plus Bard Song is 20. Minus 10. 38 points of damage.
Oh, it's like I got a quick call. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he spread some of this creature's goo all over the floor, which is the floor. It has a couple of inches of water on it, as most of the weird, disgusting fish tank. It might have been beautiful at one point in time. These creatures have clearly stagnated the waters over what could have been centuries. It did look like a place where you would just observe the beautiful fish. Some sort of mockery of like a sunken treasure boat, and like some sort of scene is covered in muck inside. Nothing is living in here aside from the strange muck creatures. Really shitty demons, literally. And we've got Vlauving. That is Vlauving. Where did my initiative go? There it went. Top of the round is Renee. Renee can't see shit, so he's just gonna move in. Now he can see stuff. He'll fling an arrow towards the demon. He probably hits. He does 14 damage. Yep. 70. Probably, another 3, 4, so 18. 77, 87. Okay. The thing is not bloodied.
You will be.
Wet things. Wow.
Balls easies.
Look at all these assholes. So this one's going to 5-foot step, and then this one's going to swift action go into the water and come out right behind Vlauvang. It's like it somehow dimensionally hopped through the water.
Okay.
And they're going to full round Vlauvang because they can see him.
Are they on the ground?
Yep. Okay. They've got 4 slams
Dang.
at plus 23. 3 with the flank.
Gah.
AC 30 is a miss. AC 42 is a hit. AC 27 is a miss. AC 27 is a miss. Vlawing gets hit.
They have 4, like 2 each, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's hit once.
He gets hit for 23 points of damage.
Okay.
And it's grabbing a hold of him. Or at least trying to. Oh, it gets a 26 on its CMB. Vlawing right now, before counting his larger size, has a 28 CMD. So you notice that the creature, one of its hands slapped Vlawing's shoulder. He grunted a little bit from, it was like hitting him from behind. And it started to try to like turn into tendrils that were sort of reaching into his helmet. It looked like it was trying to, by Vlawing sneezing and coughing, it looks like it was trying to like force its way inside of Vlawing's orifices. Yeah, he's like like coughing underneath his helmet and slaps the icky hand away. Do they have any other attacks? One of them didn't use its swift, and it didn't hit. Fuck. Okay. Vlawing's covered in these things shit though. Doesn't look good. Kamos Lorne is going to move into the room. Double move until he can see things. And he'll stay there. Grizak.
Okie dokie.
What we got here?
Because of their now you can sense all of your companions with your blind sense.
Yep.
Because of their form and size, you can tell the enemies apart from your friends.
I know where they are.
Yep. Is it blind sense or blind sight?
Sense, I think he said.
It's like here. It is blind sense. Blind sense.
Which I think lets you know what squares creatures are in, but they still have concealment.
But
Yep. And you're still denied dex.
against
Yeah.
concealment from natural or magical fog.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so they have concealment.
If they're invisible, they have concealment. But
Okay, well, we're gonna move out anyways. And
You and Sparky?
yeah, let's hit these fuckers with fireballs. Yeah, let's hit these these fuckers with fireball. Does Murgovane? Who has lost haste?
Murgovane and
Vlawing.
has.
I
They have?
think they both
Yeah.
lost it from fighting the stone golems.
Okay. I'm gonna go over here and drop a haste.
Okay, you need to target. Well, I guess you know
Where
what
they are.
square they are, but they're still invisible to you, so you can't target creatures.
Oh, so what if I fly up while I do that?
Yeah, you can end up kind of outside of the bubble, peeking your head out like a gopher,
Oh, there you
and you can re-up haste.
Yep.
Okay.
Get him, Nibbles.
Can you see invisibility?
Yep.
Okay, so you can see Nibbles and Murgovane. So Nibbles for Murgovane. You call them Nibbles. I see what you did there. I almost didn't notice. Mark's gonna try hard. Zira.
Okay, Zira. She's gonna play catch up now. Hasted, flying is 80 feet. Is she flying or is she got?
She's
moving
probably
walking?
airwalking.
Okay, so 30, 80 feet means 60, 20. So she's another 40 feet.
Okay.
Hi, sister. Wait, can she even see each other? They can't see each other. Who's there?
And it's not her sister; it's her great niece.
Or,
Maffei is going to come out of the woodworks here and go slap a demon.
Oh, this is getting really weird.
Only to Grizak.
It's starting to look a little strange here.
Sure. Maffei is flanking and has Bard Song, so plus 16 to the touch attack.
go ahead, Mark. Bug him up.
Oh, sure. $21.
Hits, thanks to the flank and the Bard Song.
6.
For 6 strength damage. This thing has a lot of immunities, but Shadow ain't one of them. It basically inverts itself and is now looking at Maffei like it doesn't want to let that happen again. It says something to Maffei, which Maffei doesn't understand. Callie's like, "Oh, I'll race you," and she's gonna go. What's her normal movement? 40. Mark?
Her movement?
Yeah.
I think she's hasted 2. She never lost her haste, so it'll be 60.
60? Okay. 1. She bumps into 0. She's trying to raise 0. I like Callie. Zita.
Zita's going to...
fly through several cloud spells she'd know that a single spell is keeping her alive from.
I guess she does. She's like,
Don't worry, there's no innocence in here at all.
And she's knowledge planes. What the hell are these things? I'll take 10 and get 37.
Okay.
I need you.
37. Just have a read through I don't know, this link. Ahmed, you're not allowed to read it. Mark is.
Hey, what are those things, Zita?
They're
Hurry up, sweetie. I
they're-
got all day.
a little out of place. Murgovane.
He's gonna full round that one that they've already been beating on.
5-foot step? It doesn't help me much, but
Let's see.
if it's
Far
still
away from-
around, hopefully not.
Yeah, he is gonna 5-foot step. 5 foot out of the cloud.
Oh, what's her name? Should have been at a diagonal with that demon. She'd still get the flank. So Rene can get the flank.
29.
Oh, you mean like this?
First attack.
Yeah, like that. She'd still get the flank.
Possible critical.
Okay, these things can't be critted.
No, I thought maybe that might be the case.
You just end up spreading more ick around.
AC 44.
Yeah, but you're pounding it to bits. This is with the new
With the vampiric longsword.
vampiric longsword. Okay.
Yeah. Plus 20. AC 25.
25 is a miss. It finally, you're kind of cutting where you had cut before, and you didn't get enough.
You're hasted,
And,
right?
and miss. Yeah.
Because your bonuses are 29, 25. You should have another 29 in there, shouldn't you?
No, because that's 29, 25. The 29 is the furious focus. That would be
Oh, okay.
25 if I was applying power attack now.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, 2 hits.
So I forgot this last time, so 4d6.
We'll say at one point you hit it once, and then another time you caught it in the mouth, and it seemed to like be trying to eat your sword. Spend half your time pulling the sword out of its ick.
So with DR, 62 damage.
139. Murgovane hits hard. Okay, this creature is now not doing very well. It is now bloodied. Flauvang.
Full round it.
Full round that shit.
I think so, yeah.
Haste.
Hasted.
And Barnsong +4. So
Okay, it does mean he's not going to be able to get his sonic focus back, which is fine.
it's fine. It's full rounding.
Well, I guess it depends on how much damage he does on a single hit.
He gets 46 extra damage, and with a single hit, he does. He's only BAB 9, so he gets 2 attacks, or he could hit once and do Vital Strike.
I did 2 hits myself.
Oh, right, he gets 3 attacks because of hasted. Okay,
Hasted,
I'm gonna give me 2 attacks at plus
23, you said, right?
21.
21.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 hits.
And then the last one at plus 16.
Hit.
3 hits. Okay. His damage would be 6d8 plus 30 after damage reduction.
16 plus 30. 54.
54,
How you like me now?
80,
How you like me now?
193. Okay, this thing is almost down.
Look at you now, you piece of...
He's gonna 5 step back out of the flank. Renee, yep.
Start on that bad boy. I believe those things can't be snuck attack though, right?
Nope. You can
Okay,
start
so
5 foot stepping
Go for it,
in.
Mark.
What's
Plus
that?
25, plus 28 with haste and bard.
Plus 28. So
28,
that'd be
28.
yeah. Oh yeah, because 3 attacks because of rapid shot.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So 48, 33, and 38.
All hits.
But another one at 20. You can probably move the after it dies, we'll move to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you have one more at 23.
Your front line hits hard.
And 35.
4 hits.
1d8 plus 15. 16,
Is that including Bright Song?
18 plus 18.
Plus 18.
So d8 plus 8.
And we've just been adding 10 for the many shot, just because math is
Okay.
hard.
So the first one, mini shot. 14.
24. That destroys it.
Okay,
It
the
kind of
rest go on to
it kind of starts melting.
Okay.
Actually, it's still
And the other
looks like a
3
creature.
Go on the other one. Plus 4. This is after DR. So 43 damage to the other one after DR.
Is the one with the 6 strength damage. Wet things. Okay, it does not like its life. It is going to try to make the shadow go away. 5 foot steps. It full rounds. Maffei. Hitting only once.
First fall into the mug. It never wants chaos. It's awesome.
Only its acid affects Maffei. And does 2 damage.
Run away!
And then it critical misses. which would have hit AC 23 and Maffei's AC is 24 with mage armor, 25 with haste, so it critical missed. Oh, and that's not including its strength penalty. So it's an 84 on the critical miss chart.
But these things couldn't be critted, right?
No.
It's attacking and critically missing Maffei is what's happening.
So something can... Okay, so that still applies then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, like follow over.
Well, if it said auto crit self, then nothing would, or it would just hit itself, but... Excel is opening, 84 on the chart. Is injure self, which you can do. So it does 1d8, 1d6 plus 5 damage to itself as it hammers its fist down hard on some furniture and loses some of its shitty goo. Kamos Lorne. Well.
I'm guessing these are slimes.
He's going to move forward, and he's going to show you what he can do. He wants to help. He casts Hellfire Ray.
The way he breaks us are like a champion.
Right? Let's just look up this spell.
Is it only against outsiders?
Yep.
Okay, well that's less broken, I guess, then.
Blast of Hellfire blazes from your hands. You can fire 1 ray plus 1 additional ray for every 4 casters.
How many rays do you cast?
Beyond 11th, you can only do 1.
Good, the plan to kill him is still on then.
He has 20 plus 12 plus 3 for Bard Song. He critical threats because he has improved crit ranged spell. These things can't be critted, so it just does damage. He has to break SR, so he's a 12th level caster, and he adds his level, and then he's got both feats, greater spell penetration and spell penetration. He gets a 34 on the roll that breaks the SR.
That's so awesome.
Each ray does 1d6 points of damage per caster level, so that's a 12d6 fire ray. Half fire, half unholy power. Yeah, 38 damage. This thing resists 10 of the fire, so 28. Could have been worse.
Isn't it half unholy? Doesn't the unholy go through it?
Yeah.
So
What is that?
5, right?
19 of it. Yeah, this thing has resist 10. He did more than 19 fire damage to it.
Right.
So 28. 38. 76. Okay. This very, very potent ray comes lancing out of his hand. Black and with fire, striking the shit demon, and blackish smoke coming up everywhere. Grizak.
So that thing's
Kamos basically waves his hand and blows some smoke off the end of it.
Yeah, let's fireball. Too many people in the too close. Let's
What are you talking about? There's a
Magic.
fireball.
Right there, fireball.
Ooh.
All right. Bam!
That's
You can aim it right in the broken part of the big gas fish tank.
oh fuck.
Ah,
Okay, the fireball just creates a lot of steam. Zira. Moving up.
Zira's gonna move in to there. She can do the shadow conjuration thing again. I thought that was pretty cool. Another fireball? Shadow evocation, that's what I was saying. Shadow evocation. Could you do fireball with that thing?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing as Rizek tried.
Okay, she tries to push a fireball. She probably had to come out here. Yeah. She can push a fireball.
22.
22 does not break the SR. Fire erupts everywhere. There's a lot of steam. Maffei.
Oh, fuck it. Just kill him. Kill him, Rennie. Kill this fucker.
Maffei now gets a flank with Vlaubing. And she's hasted, so she gets two
Oh no.
strength attacks.
Plus 16?
16, yep.
Okay. 24 and 27.
This thing has a touch AC of 18. So 2d6 strength damage.
7.
It's 13 strength damage. I have a feeling you guys are just like, you're now hitting your stride. you guys now know how to fight together, and the dungeon's done. Callie.
I think it's time for her to just stand back.
Well, she's gonna run in to see what's going on. She wants to see, so she kind of runs in up here. What's going on? Oh! She covers her nose, even though she can't smell it. It looks like it stinks.
I think it's a little cute.
Who shipped those guys out? Zita?
Zita is going to try a magic missile because
Angry 5 magic missiles go washing up against the stenchy creature. Murgovane.
Murgovane
The noble lizard man warrior.
is going to delay till after Vlauvang. Whoa. Give me some room.
Okay, Vlaubing, is that enough?
Yeah. Evolving would take a 5-foot step down or attack and then go 5-foot step down.
Yeah, he can 5-foot step down. I think he's going to recover his sonic focus. Or he could just do it like that, I guess. So he 5-foot steps. He recovers his sonic focus. He's going to Vital Strike. He hits. That's 21. 28, which is exactly what he needed. For 48 plus 46 for blowing his sonic focus plus 10 after damage reduction. 47 damage. He hacks at it. 83 plus another 40, 123. The thing is now bloodied. His axe goes slicing right through it, and just a bunch of shit went flying, and the thing is a few inches shorter. After Vlauvang, Murgovane undoes his delay, so it's like Murgovane rolled
5-foot steps and 4 rounds. $37.
Murgovane slashing with his massive longsword.
29.
Hit by 1. Oh, and you've got a +2 because you've got a flank with Maffei.
No, okay, I'll add it on the next one. 29.
Blade passing right through its face. Every time its face reforms, the blade passes through it again. Up, too much shit on the blade.
37 would hit.
Would it hit? Well, then that's 22.
3 hits.
You instead spent the round flicking some of the acidic goo off of your blade. You didn't want your new magic weapon to be injured.
Oh, no. 30. Sorry, give me a second.
No problem.
30. Yeah, so 70. Three hits. So 88.
Holy crap. I ain't no mathematist, but I think this thing is down. With the last strike, it just sort of falls over. This vague humanoid shape made out of stinky goo. Renee.
Just walk up and put one in these things.
Yeah, don't roll one. Renee sticks an arrow into it. It's still alive. Wet things are kind of bleeding their goo all over the place. Kamos Lorne. What foul creatures these are.
Can I keep one?
No.
Oh.
Grizak, your greater invisibility goes down because it's been a couple of fights.
Oh no!
Zira. Well, what are you doing, Grizak? Are you just floating into the
So
room?
he's looking at the aquarium.
Oh, it is. This fucking place.
So is there still water pouring out or not?
The thing is, it broke maybe a couple feet off of the ground,
Oh,
so a
there's a
lot
hole
of
there.
water, and the water had over the centuries. It should have gone almost all the way to the roof. The water of the centuries has evaporated down to just this weird sludge along the bottom.
Interesting.
Detect magic.
Maffei will coup de grace this one. Basically, she does 2d6 strength damage with a coup de grace.
Okay.
Can't be critted. Shit. 1d6 strength damage.
She can still hit it twice.
Yeah, I guess she could just do it twice.
Another 4. So even if it regens, it still can't stand up.
Callie. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it, she says. Zita.
She's just kind of she's flying over the tank. Can she fly over it or
No, the pillars go to the roof.
okay?
You can fly into it.
Yeah, she'll fly into it.
This whole pane is broken. It looks like it broke a long time ago, and they like at least the top part of it, and then the bottom part broke. Oh, it's just sludge. It's like endless layer of crap along the bottom.
Grizak's already detecting magic. Just
Okay, Vlalvang's gonna coup de grace this thing, which ends up being more like you're just sort of hacking at the creature between him and Murgovane. The two of them can smear these things so that they don't look like they're alive anymore.
Yeah, I got a feeling had we not had the spells up that we already had, that would have been a very different fight.
Yep, greater invisibility goes down, the first haste goes down, and then another greater invisibility, and then the righteous might goes down, and the greater invisibility. So I'm going to get rid of all the invisibilities on everyone.
All right.
Grizak, you're so nice for having these awesome spells up. Oh,
The
you're welcome, no
stinking cloud and the acid fog are all going down.
All right.
I'll leave the broken
I'm gonna
thing
assume
here.
My feats are gone.
Yeah. As it's all quiet and it doesn't smell bad, thanks to the life bubble, which lasts for hours, I believe.
yeah,
That is
it lasts
nice.
for 2 hours and a bit. Marty, detect magic in the aquarium and on those sludge bastards.
If I was a pirate, I'd hide my treasure underwater. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
This is L3. Yeah, there's a mounted plaque, green with age, on the glass that reads, "Let them drink." Bartholomew Adela.
Knowledge, nobility. Was he a famous Adela?
Yeah, give me a roll.
How about I take 10? And
You-
we'll
you would
just
steal.
call it a 33.
You're pretty sure you fought the ghost of Bartholomew upstairs. He was the
Oh,
one riding around in the.
Right. In the water element.
Oh,
Mhm.
the pirate's gonna hide a treasure chest, and Grease is gonna take the ship.
Yes, there is a beautiful bronze bathtub inside of this shitty area, and it looks like for whatever reason the slime demons didn't place their grime inside the bathtub, and the bathtub is chock full of stuff.
Oh, we like stuff. We like it very much.
You're welcome. Seriously, I need a finder's fee.
Your finder's fee is our tolerance of you.
Mighty kind of you.
All right, you find 8 pieces of exquisite jewelry. These are the things that kings and queens would wear. You find a bag full of pearls, black in power, with a single white pearl amongst them. There's a staff that looks like it belongs to some sort of horrid necromancer. You find 4 tapers that are square and blocky. You find a brilliant-looking book that is heavy and has a sturdy clasp on it. There is a broken pole that has this beautiful Iron Medusa banner on it, and the banner itself is giving off magic. So is the book, the tapers, the staff, and one of the pearls.
Okie doke. We are going to.
Play the identification game.
Oh, and then the beautiful bronze bathtub, dragon claw feet. It's probably worth a few thousand gold pieces. Dragon claw feet and studded with aquamarines.
Yeah. Treasures like that are why treasure stitching was invented. Oh yeah, it's nice, but that's fucking heavy, dude. You can't expect me to carry that home.
Right?
If
Are you
spells you can.
you playing Identify here, or are you dragging things out of the room?
Let's drag things out of the room.
Okay, returning to the other chamber.
Yes. We are going to have Grizak and Renee check the walls for secret doors, but given that there's no gray streaks across anything, I'm going to assume there's not.
You guys spend some time, and your minute per levels go down as you're searching. The group returns to the big domed chamber with the altar of dedicated likely to Asmodeus. Given that Kamos does go over to it and begin to pray, there are objects on the altar: bottles, incenses, some spell components, a large bronze bloodstone-studded offering bowl. On the Furies, you find magic bows, 3. You find 3 cold iron longswords that are also radiating magic. 3 ropes of a technology that you've not seen before. It's like they are silk ropes but have steel mixed in with them.
Okay.
They had 50-foot coiled ropes for some reason. You find a whole lot of masterwork durable arrows, some regular arrows, and even a few adamantine arrows mixed in.
Oh, nice.
Couple thousand gold pieces of magic ink, spell components, and incense apiece. And then there is just a regular looking longsword with a red jewel in the pommel sticking out of one of the Medusa corpses.
Yeah, we're going to identify that one too.
Okay, we're going to call it a ornate longsword. The ornate longsword does not radiate with red gem. It does not radiate magic.
I understand that, but it also sounds like the one where... And I was the one stabbed through the chest of one of the golems?
Yep.
Yeah, see, you don't do that with a regular sword that has no magic. You just don't. So this is the sword we're looking for.
Okay. Yeah, it did seem to weirdly melt the stone around it. You're kind of looking at it. No one's touched it yet.
Zita, oh, pick it up.
Okay. Zita gives it a tug. Give me a strength check.
Grizzak's watching Zero.
Behold the might of Zita.
Zita.
Ow. I hurt my back.
Hey, you're not pulling it from the thing. You don't really feel anything coming off of it either.
Maybe we'll just identify it right in the stone. How about that?
You're gonna cast Identify.
Yep.
Okay. Identify is not giving you any aura from the sword.
Okay.
It is like it is a masterwork sword with a really nice gem in it.
I don't know. Oh, I don't have that. I'm not the one. That's my other character who has legend or shit.
Murgovane's small at this point.
You know what? It's the payment. She's not that concerned. She probably ought to be, but she's got a wisdom that's not, well, 14 wisdom. She's a little concerned.
Okay, Vlauving goes over and he looks at you like you want it free.
It would be nice.
Keep an eye on him, Murgovane.
Which one, Quinta? Let me have a look at my whispers. Quinta?
Someone wants it to possess Flavang.
Last whisper I got from you was about Mama Bloodbear, unless you were... Oh, let me show you what the staff is and see if you agree or like what that is. Cool. Oh, in Discord. Which channel? No, there we go. Hello? Cool idea, though. I like it. I'll work it in somehow. Yeah, so Zita seems to be concentrating on this particular thing. Kamos is collecting all the incenses and things into the offering bowl and kind of removing it and putting it down where you guys are collecting all the treasure. I found other swords. Hey, maybe one of these is the swords we're looking for. Zira is, I doubt it. The magic is very faint on these blades. Okay. She grabs 3 swords and comes over and puts them down and throws all the bows into a pile. Vlauving is like Murgovane, use your axe to free the blade.
I got a question here. Doesn't it make you think? Why wouldn't these devils grab the sword?
Because they couldn't pull it out.
Yeah, maybe.
This sword is a payment to the general. I don't intend to disappoint him.
Sorry, what?
This sword is our payment to the general. I don't intend to disappoint him.
What general? Says Kamos.
Yeah, Well, fucking general. Fuck that guy.
You know, I would be happy to introduce you.
He bows politely.
Oh yeah, so Murgovane takes his axe to the statue.
Yeah. A few well placed hacks with the adamantine axe. It's like you're cutting wood. Really, really chipping wood. it falls apart. More like ice, kind of. Stone chips flying everywhere, and pretty soon the chest cavity of the golem has been carved out enough. Vlauvain pushes a couple of blocks away, and the sword is visible from tip to pommel.
Yep.
Lying there amidst trouble.
All right.
It's a very plain-looking blade. The gem is... It's got kind of like a crease down the middle, like a cat's eye. It's got veins in it. Compared to all the other treasures you have, this thing would have been probably, if you were not suspicious about it, lumped in with the other artwork and probably sold.
Yeah. Yeah, had we not been told about it? Yeah. That, there's a very, very special sword.
There's no ill favor coming from it. You're not detecting any magic.
I pick it up. It doesn't try to possess me.
Okay, you pick it up. It is a longsword. A bit heavy for your frail frame. However, you're an elf. Did you keep the elven proficiencies?
Yes, she did.
Okay, you know how to swing a longsword.
She. Oh, she stabs Kamos. No, I'm kidding.
Fucking Stefan tries to stab Kamos. He's already pulling his shirt open, like, right here!
No, just trying to think of, does she know anyone who can cast legend lore? She's assuming the,
Custodian Camus
Camus.
Vord could probably cast legend lore.
yes.
The old sage of Vatapol could cast legend lore. Maybe the new guild wizard of Vatapol could cast it. Like, these are the two cities that you've spent most of your time in. So
Yeah. Let me check his character sheet. Okay.
Hey, Adam. Stopping in before crashing. So much crashing.
Dude, I'm sorry about your characters, man. Just so unfortunate. Rennie tripped, accidentally critical himself in the head. Just fuck.
What's so special about it, says Callie as she wanders over, putting down some more treasure into the pile.
We don't know.
Oh.
Believe this is what we call an artifact, but I'm not sure. It might just be a piece of art. Either way, I believe this is what the general wanted.
I suggest we find out what it does before we hand it over.
That is very prudent, says Renee. He glances to Zira. I would have to agree. If it is an artifact... we may want to understand what it does before handing it over to one like the General.
Yeah, what if he turns out to be an asshole?
Oh, the General is an asshole, says Zira.
She looks at Grizzak like, yeah, you probably wouldn't like him. I don't.
Grizak's got good luck with vampires.
You just bring him outside! Let's go for a walk. Yeah, you can dominate me. Sparky senses Grizzak's cruel, like, like sense of humor and is kind of sparking all over the place happily.
Okay, so
A lightning bolt.
Boom! Whoa! Says Callie Sparky is just riding the lightning bolt.
so we are going to identify the rest of.
With random lightning bolts going off, Maffei goes into the circlet, or into the locket that Zira wears around her neck.
So we're going to identify the rest of the magic.
Okay. The pearl I need a roll for. You're using your identifier, right?
Yeah, Pearl of Power. I'm guessing 46.
46. It is a pearl of power, 4th level.
Nice.
Nice.
The staff
35.
is a staff of souls, which casts Death Watch, Detect Undead, Gentle Repose, Death Ward for 2 charges, and Speak with Dead for 2 charges.
Nice.
That's a good one.
It currently has 6 charges left in it. Just because staves. Staves.
Next.
Are called Candles of Invocation.
55. Okay.
They are lawful neutral. Candles of Invocation.
They're okay. I kind of got where we're going.
When you burn one of them, a cleric who matches the alignment of the candle operates as if they're 2 levels higher for purposes of determining spells per day if they burn the candle while they're preparing for their spells.
That's awesome.
Unfortunately, they're all lawful neutral. I don't know if you got any lawful neutral clerics.
No. What? Can Arlen use them?
He's neutral.
Yeah, they might be going in the slope.
They look like they may have come from or been remnants of some lawful neutral religion that either the pirates raided and then it had nothing to do with these candles, or
We'll sell them to the church.
oh, I know who is a lawful neutral cleric. No, Radimir's lawful evil. He worships a lawful neutral god. Shit.
Yeah. Why don't we want to bring him back again?
Renee and Zero want to bring him. Actually, Zero doesn't know him. And Renee was just introduced to his... Renee wants to bring Radimir back. So he'll probably talk to...
Brizak says it's bad.
Okay. The book.
Alright. 45.
You don't cheat.
45. The DC of this is 32. It is called a Manual of Gainful Exercise. +2.
+2 to what?
Strength.
On a strength?
Yep.
Yeah,
One-time use. Inherent bonus.
Well, I only see one strength fighter in the party.
He's new.
And next.
DC 25.
Automatically make it.
It is called a Lord's Banner. This version is a Terror Lord's Banner.
Okay. Terror?
Terror. Yep. It bears the Adela symbol on it.
Mm-hmm.
Enemies of the bearer, the Lord's Banner of Terror, while within 30 feet and able to see the banner, must make a will save DC 16 or become panicked, fleeing as quickly as possible as for long as they see the banner.
That is so awesome on the battlefield.
Those that succeed on the save are shaken.
That is wicked. Wicked awesome. Oh.
So you basically wave this thing around at the beginning of a fight and everyone is shaken.
Yeah, I think this is what Medusa Strike comes from. They put up the banner, the Medusa, and you...
It is not a cheap item. This is something that
No, that is an awesome item. There's no question that is an
Cade's
awesome.
gonna wear it as a cape.
just a big fucking bandana. Well, that and the Medusa helmet. And that's the last of the treasure. The bows of fury are +1 fiery composite longbow strength 20s, and the demon, and there are 3 of them, and the demon hunter blades are +1 cold iron longswords. And the 50-foot coil of silk steel rope they have hardness where normal rope doesn't, and they're stronger and more difficult to bust from than normal rope.
Okay, that's still handy. And I think we'll probably actually keep those.
The black pearls are worth 500 apiece. There are 24 of them. The exquisite jewelry, 8 pieces, are worth $5,000 apiece.
Nice. Okay.
This place has provided all of its secrets. You've defeated all the monsters. Many of the ghosts are on the verge of coming back. You've gathered up your treasure. There is a campsite full of dead bodies of your companions. Back in the Medusa lair.
Yeah.
Zach wants that sword.
Which one?
The big sword. Nibble's sword.
Oh, his axe.
His axe. Yep.
His axe, yes. Because
Okay, so I think we got this all.
in there, tink, 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 tink.
I think we got all this packed up. Sorry about your centaur friend, but his heavy bag is a lot of help. They've been using the large
I
bag
understand.
of holding.
He would have wanted it used. It's being used for what he brought it in for.
That makes a very good point. What are we going to do with all the bodies?
Well, Nibbles couldn't give a shit, really. But his blade, we gotta get that puppy out of here. That's my concern, really. And I mean, can't do anything about Vander.
It's a.
Well, we got on screen.
Are we sure we can't do anything about Evander?
We can pull the spike out. 'Cause the spike's keeping their spirits here. That's a problem, you see.
Yes, but it's also keeping the shadow at bay.
Well.
Perhaps
He literally said, meh, meh, meh.
before we leave, I want to have a look at the spike.
Maybe you're thinking that you can like file something and make the ghost leave, but then keep the shadow down. Oh,
Yes.
you're tricky. Oh yeah, you're tricky.
We have to go back to that chamber anyways to go get the body.
Yes. Everyone's healed up. Let's go there now. I don't want to linger here any longer than we need to.
Okay.
All right.
How are you guys leaving?
We're walking.
Okay. You walk down the corridor, find yourselves back in the room.
Who's got the important sword?
With the teleportation circle, it's at
Zita's
Zita's
it.
belt.
Okay. He whispers to Rennie.
Keep an eye on the other guys. I know they want that sword, so just
My eyes are always open, he says.
Yeah, there are troops. I never see you blink. Oh, that's
He blinks
so
once.
Fake. That's so fake. I love you, Renee.
Knowledge, just for her own knowledge, I guess, local. Is the Asmodean religion illegal in the realms of the five-faced god?
Yeah, give me a
Knowledge religion? Or...
knowledge religion, yep.
I'll have to double check my knowledge religion. I'm going to take 20 this time and get a 37.
One of the insidious ways that the five-faced god infiltrates a world in a pantheon is that the five-faced god will make contracts and deals with the lawful deities of those pantheons.
Okay.
It is believed, not proven, it is hearsay, that it is the Lord of Hell that writes those contracts.
So it's probably not illegal.
It's probably disdained. There's probably all sorts of restrictions, like what slowly gets placed upon the lawful religions as time goes on, to the point where they're either squeezed out, or some may believe just simply absorbed by the five-faced god, as while it's not for you to know and is part of the mysteries of the cult of the inner temple of the five-faced god, the god may not have always had five faces.
No, probably not. Okay, yeah, I was just thinking.
Not
Maybe
so you're like there's probably like only worship at this temple, on this street, on this ordained spot, no proselytizing, no spreading your religion, heavily taxed, like there's probably, you could conceive that out there. But now that you've kind of like Asmodeus, oh yeah, he's a god of the pit. Interesting. A god of the pit means he's a god of a plane which is spread over many worlds, not just one. This is the type of entity that might be able to stand against the five-faced god in the Imperium.
Yeah. All right.
This is probably what happened to Sharon.
Yeah, he just got absorbed. All right.
And Fox is going nuts in chat about Asmodeus taking over.
All right. We are going to head back to the chamber, have a look at the...
Okay, so you're just stepping onto the teleportation pad, or...
Yep. Stepping on and teleporting back.
All right. Boldly, Zita steps on. Renee kind of catches up. We'll say that Callie does as well, and the three of them disappear.
Well, we're gonna send Zira with them as well.
Okay. Next group hurries onto the teleportation pad, and they disappear as well. And pretty soon, you find yourselves all back into the center chamber, the watery chamber.
Hold on, man. You're going too fast.
Where's the... Thank you, sir.
If I seem in a hurry to leave here, it's because I am.
No, it's starting Marty. He was dragging off all the characters. I was like, oh, hold on, I can't get them all.
Okay. You guys are looking at the teleportation circle.
Okay.
Callie's staring at it and scratching her head. So do we get back on?
Knowledge Arcana?
Grizak just walks over it.
Is there a way to...
Okay, well, Grizak, he walked onto it again, and he disappears and appears back into the chamber with the... what was in this chamber?
Okay.
The broken statue and the tapestry.
Oh, shit.
Grizak will come back up.
Oh, goddammit, they didn't take the keys off.
He goes back.
Okay, there's about 12 seconds. 12 seconds go by, and Grizak and Sparky are reappearing.
Fuck, it comes out the fucking keys.
Take the keys.
Okay, Renee takes the 3 keys out and pockets them. I think we need to take these out.
Sure.
Yeah. Because I got sent to Fuckville.
It's not another part of the dungeon? This is Kelly.
Ask Sam about it.
Oh, I see what you did there. She
Yeah, it's good.
punches you in the shoulder.
Man down.
Flavang is slowly shaking his head. He so wants to
kill us all.
Empathically give you his damage.
This is close as fucking close.
Okay, Zita, without the keys there, what are you guys doing now?
We're gonna head to the.
Oh,
staff.
he's got 40 damage.
Okay, Zita hops on, Callie hops on.
Oh, Murgovane would have healed him up.
I've got some spells. I can pump a few into him.
Murgovane hops on, and then I guess Zira hops on. Nothing happens.
Let the fuckery begin.
He's gonna go and put his back against this fucking
Sarcophagus and just hang
Yeah,
out.
like,
Murgovane used 2 3rd-level cures to bring Valvang back up.
Oh, nice. He just nods to Murgovane. I wonder if we have to. Zira must have done something because the 4 of you disappear.
See what?
She must have done something because the 4 disappear.
Oh.
Kamos, Blauvang, Renee, Grizak.
yeah, for fuck's sakes. Alright, assholes, get on here. Yeah. I just hope they're not trying to teleport back at the same time.
Kamos smiles and he just closes his eyes and the 4 of you disappear. What you find, though, is that on the surface, you didn't teleport back to the same teleportation pad.
No.
Nope. If we go back to the Necropolis layer, Zira said she thought about the one in the middle when she was on the teleportation pad
Okay.
and returned you. What was it? I'm now on the Necropolis layer. It was Callie, Zita, Zira, and why do I have
2 Grizzaks.
2 Grizaks?
This is the right one.
Who am I missing?
Renee.
Yeah, Renee.
So us 4 assholes. I think we're all here.
Okay, and then Kamo said he thought of the ones that worshipped the devil, and you guys appeared here. Pretty soon you find your mistake as you walk outside, and I think they're over there.
You
Kelly goes running over. I think Auntie Zira thought of the one in the middle, and you guys must have thought of the cross-eyed one. I really like the cross-eyed one, she says.
I was thinking of taking a shit, but whatever.
Yes.
Speaking of which, I'll be right back.
Oh, you know, I've been thinking if we actually can find a way to get rid of the spirits here. This
Yeah.
would be an excellent place to set up a home base, so to speak.
That's what I was telling you.
There are spells that do block spirits. Magic
I would've stepped
circles,
there
as
if I
well
was
as anti-incorporeal shells. With those 2 spells up, says Zira, you could leave the spirits here as a defense.
Yes, but then you have to have those spells up all the time. Unless we could put up another. Well, Elven High Magic might be a bit much for this place. At least for now.
All you do is you put up them forest spells and keep them there for forever. Make them permanent. You can have an area where you can just, go to and they won't be able to get in. There you go.
It is an interesting prospect if we could clear out the souls and release them.
Fuck.
My brother's soul is in here somewhere. We have to find a way to release it.
So what would happen if we pull up that spike?
I'm not entirely sure. I want to have it examine it before we do anything.
Oh, but you know what I mean, though. Like, how long would it take for the shadows to come out?
I don't know, Grizak.
Alright. It's been a long time. It's not like they're just standing there like, any second now.
That wizard that we freed was an Imperial wizard. He seemed to know more about the spike than any of us.
They brought him to Terraslene, did they not?
Yeah, he
Yes.
teleported.
Well, maybe now that he's safe and sound, he'll be more inclined to divulge a little information.
Kamos just nods, like he seems ambivalent to whether or not to take out the spike or not.
All right. She does want to look at the spike, though.
Okay.
I've still got another.
The group of you descends back into the Medusa lair. I will go to Medusa lair. Hey, look at all of you here.
Okay.
You don't encounter any spirits on your way down. The corpse pile is down here. Lots of corpses. Suisandra, who is all hacked up. Hector, whose body is lying under a tarp. Giant Nibbles also wrapped up. I think Radimer you gave the funerary shroud to, or was that Nibbles?
I took it off. I took it off, put it on Nibbles.
Okay, and in Evander's carefully collected pile is also lying underneath a cloak that you didn't need.
Okay.
Party marches back into here and kind of feels bad for their fallen companions.
Yeah, so Zita goes to examining the spike.
Okay, Kamos comes back into the room with you.
So does Grizak goes in there with him?
Okay. Blauveng comes to watch. Renee will stand guard.
So Murgovane.
Azira is going to come watch as well.
Grizak speaks to Sparky. If anything happens, just go outside and get them.
She points to Maffei, who flows out of the locket and just kind of goes and backs up Renee. The two undead are a pretty lethal combination.
Okay.
Harlan loves this group.
Zita is an oracle, right? She's divine caster. Nope, bard sorcerer.
No,
okay.
Bard sorcerer. Yeah.
Grizak, this place is stuffy. There's something about this room that you don't like. You wouldn't want to sleep here. If you had your way over time, you'd probably knock it down or earthquake it or something. If the spike wasn't important, it's just a really nasty, stuffy feeling to this room.
It's blazing balls.
Ah, yes, it has been consecrated to my deity.
Now, is that before or after the spike was put in?
Hard to tell. It is that altar over there that is the center of the room. It has been made permanent. I can feel the power of my god in this place. I am not sure whether we'd be breaking any of his tenets if we were to remove this thing. I suspect that they understood that this was a place of power. The most secure place in the dungeon, perhaps. Well, not anymore. Not after the coming of you.
No. She examines the altar.
The
What
altar?
if I just erased
The altar or the big spike?
the spike? Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, there are weird arcane sigils. Definitely Imperial magic.
Detect magic, read magic, all that stuff.
This thing is the center of the of this big aura. Give me a knowledge planes as you're studying it.
I will take 10 because I need my 20 again, and get a 37.
Okay, Zira is going to aid you, and Kamos actually has a mind for this stuff. So the three of you are tossing around ideas.
What is this? A spellcraft
So
or
41.
Planes.
knowledge planes? Oh fuck, Grizak, useless asshole. Yeah, I don't have planes. Nope. Oh, Sparky knows. He'll try to aid.
Sparky's like, tell them this, tell them that. Tell
Like,
them
I
this.
actually realized that with Phineas, he's got all these bonuses. I'm like, oh, his familiar, he's at a level now, his familiar can actually aid him with all of his knowledge checks.
Sparky, it will just say that
No,
you kind of ignore Sparky a little bit, and Sparky gets bored and is just shocking things around the room. Boop, boop, boop. With a 41, the group of you comes to the conclusion that this place is a demiplane, and that the construction of the demiplane hinges on the Hedgestaff. And that the demiplane, like a bubble, the Hedgestaff is using the demiplane to increase its radius,
Mm-hmm.
and is acting like a sink, like a stopper.
The demiplane is.
The demiplane.
So if we remove the spike, the range of the demiplane is reduced, and it's no longer a stop.
Or could collapse, and then it also
At
no
all.
longer stops the. It's acting like a planar plug.
Okay.
That's probably not something I want to do.
No, it's not. But at the same time, I want to be able to bring my brother's soul out.
Why don't we get a gem and get his soul into that gem? Seen shit like that before. Don't ask me what gem it is.
That may be the only solution.
So, same with Shittimir over there.
Knowledge Arcana. Is there a way to not reduce the size of the stopper, but to, say, create holes for spirits?
Based on the runes on the spike, it would be like the runes on the spike would be like rules. Can you scratch out the right rules so that it continues blocking the shadow, and not the other?
It is magic. It is possible. Is Zita a crafter?
She's not a crafter.
Rene is.
I don't know if he doesn't do wondrous items though. He does armors, weapons, and armor. However, if Marty says he can, we'll
No, you're looking at the sigils going, there's really no margin for error. Zita, with the knowledge, the group of you aren't of the caster level to create the hedges.
Okay.
And don't have feats that would allow you to do it. What would your combined knowledge arcana be about the hedge? But the hedge staffs?
I can aid.
Oh, like what's the best score we could get?
Oh no, like give me a knowledge arcana roll about the hedge staffs now that you're studying them and looking
Okay,
closely
I'm
at the runes.
taking my last 20 for the day,
Okay.
and that gives Zita
Kamos can
aid.
Zira can aid.
I am.
You get +4 from Grizak.
And Sparks.
Oh no, sorry, Zira can't aid. She's not an arcana.
Arcane. Yeah.
You get +4 from Grizak and Sparks.
So it brings me to plus 31, plus 33 from Kamos. So 53.
Anybody else know about this shit right here?
It's not only archmages that made this.
Priests?
No, mythic crafters.
Oh.
You're pretty lucky now that you studied it that you didn't start trying to rub things off and like chisel away at it. You can break them, but to undo exactly what you wanted to do, you probably need to be a mythic crafter and then start working.
I see.
That, like, to do that fine tune, like I'm going to adjust the frequency of this thing to shrink it slightly so that or create a bubble or something like that. And yeah, this is truly Imperial family
Okay.
type magic.
Just FYI, if it's possible to even do. If it takes giving up Mythic to save her brother, she will give her Mythic to Phineas so he can fucking do this.
Or give it to Cade.
Kincaid,
Or
Kraft.
or with
You set up.
or with 1 feat and 1 mythic feat,
But she
save
still
her brother.
needs she still needs the skill, which she doesn't have.
A circlet?
Oh yeah, I guess the circlet would be. I hadn't thought of
Everything
that.
is solved with magic.
I'm telling you this because you got a 50 with your knowledge arcana. You're like,
Yeah.
there's a problem, and I now need to know how to make basically low-level artifacts. Huh. And now you're racking your brain, like, when was the last time there was a mythic caster in Terra's Lean? And you're like, you can't, you'd have to do some research. Mythic is a thing that
Magnus is made out of.
Mythic Crafter is a feat, or is that a path? ability?
craft wonders item. I think it's a feat, or I'd have to look it over on.
Yeah. I was when I was doing my planning, I was thinking of actually display of intelligence, so she gets even better rules. for
Yeah,
her.
it's good to have goals.
Yeah.
It's also pretty scary that if these things are failing, that you need a technology that a mage craft that isn't readily available.
even by the Imperium.
Yeah, weird. The Imperium would go and stick these things here and not maintain them.
Yeah, well, maybe all the crazy ghosts they left here had something to do with that. Kind of like all the dire rats in the sewers. Why are these sewers in such shitty shape? Oh, that's why.
Fascinating. I now understand why priests of my deity blessed the ground that we're standing on.
Why would be that?
Because this thing is the pinnacle of magecraft. Imagine the work, the tireless toil, and the deals that a wizard like this would have had to make in order for not a wizard, an empire to gain the knowledge to produce these things.
I don't know, Sparky. I think he's still fucking talking. Oh, that's interesting, yeah.
Although I do appreciate your idea, perhaps a more surgical, sideways method to remove souls from this place. There are spells that allow one to trap souls.
Yeah,
so-
well, I mean, you can either do it through the big stick here or through other magic. Pick one.
I do not, unfortunately, possess such powers yet.
You know, you're kind of polite guy. I've been going a little too hard on you there, buddy. I'm Grizak. Nice to meet you.
Yes, I understand that is your name.
All right, then.
Kamos Lorne, if you did not learn it the first time.
I'm Rakamos.
Fair enough.
All right, then.
All right.
With the horns.
I'm gonna go check on the horny guy. I'm
So
gonna go
we
check
will
on my buddy.
we
Ver-
will need gems for our fallen companions.
Very large gems. Gems that are big enough to contain their souls. I know where to find gems, says Flaving.
Very well.
He's Grizak's going to the huge axe.
Okay, the axe is 450, 500 pounds.
He's kind of picking up the handle. Nibbles, are you in there? He's putting his ear to it.
You don't hear or feel anything aside from the axe is very heavy.
Fucking stupid. I gotta do it on the blade. Nibbles,
Dunk, 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 dunk.
speak to me, buddy.
Okay, Sparky comes over and sparks the blade a couple of times to try to help.
Fucking surrounded by assholes. Come on, buddy.
Surrounded by assholes. It's just you. Let me just put down a token for the axe. The axe is big enough that it probably needs a token. Yeah, that looks Nibbles axe. Burn. 500-pound axe.
pretty sure Murgovane can lift it.
Grizak is going to he has the part of Nibbles and he has the axe. He's gonna like try to sleep with the handle in his hand and Nibbles' digit on the axe.
Like, maybe this will work. Come on, get in there, you asshole.
So you took it off his thumb? Is that what you did? You've got Nibbles' thumb?
I took one of his digits.
Okay.
And I put his digit on my hand, put the axe on it, and then I'm gonna fall asleep like that.
Okay, you're gonna sleep on the axe.
Next to the axe, it is a big axe.
Yeah. Nope.
I'm not gonna put my head on top of it.
Okay, while you're sleeping near the axe, you find Radimer wrapping up Radimer's body. Renee wrapping up Radimer's body. Radimer is effectively Renee's priest. So he's preparing Radimer for transport.
Right, you take the shroud. Nibbles don't need it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Nibbles isn't coming back. He doesn't want to. I can do that to him.
Explain to me why we cannot raise dead here. Does not the cleric have this power?
Nibbles in his dream told me not to bring him back or anyone else back because it come out like disturbed and not right in the head. And evil or something like that.
I must admit that death is a bit disturbing at times.
No, he said something about this place. Something to fuck them up. So I'm hoping to get it. I'm hoping to talk to him.
He's got his head like he's
like, I'm hoping to talk to him, except some asshole's still talking to me.
You must get punched a great deal.
It happens to the best of us.
We've known Grizak for a greater part of 3 centuries.
Murgovane raises an eyebrow.
Lot of punching.
The punching happened long ago.
Grizak got used to it. So I duck a lot.
It does not help.
Magic armor and shield.
Renee seems to be lost in thought. Nibbles was not very smart. He did not know about these things.
Yeah, but when you're dead, you kind of, I guess you get a new perspective. That's what he said. He can now, like, hear an arm and a whole bunch of other things. I mean, Zita got a dream with her brother, too, but I don't know what her situation was. Nibbles asking to get out of this place so he can join an arm. He also said that Radimir's around, and so is Evander. They ain't happy.
Probably because they are dead.
There's something about this place is doing it to them, though. I mean, fuck, I don't know.
I have met undead things that go crazy because they have things left undone. Radimer, Nibbles, Hector, others have only been dead for a short while.
Look, Renee, you can bring back this Radimer or whatever, and that's fine by me. You just don't ask me to sleep in the same room with him. Because fuck that.
I don't sleep.
I do.
Although I'm getting hungry.
You want me to get you out of here?
I can wait.
Alright.
Apparently Kali is hunted an owl bear.
Oh yeah, it looks delicious.
That will do, is what he says.
Alrighty then.
You're just gonna try to sleep.
Okay, Grizak's like, shut the fuck up, I want to talk to Nibbles.
He's like, hey, Grizak.
Okay.
Okay. We've examined the spike. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, Renee comes back. Gamos, I want you to try to bring Radimer back. Nibbles is not a philosopher, and he is not a sage. He is probably scared being in this place. I trust Radamur and his god will make sure that the necromancer is safe in death. I would be glad to bring your necromancer back. The only problem is I require a diamond.
Zita